Here's another historic page from the Illini Scrapbook. For the News Gazette, I'm Mike Pearson. The 1989 season had been a successful one for John Mackovic's Fighting Illini. A season-opening win at Southern Cal, a second straight victory over Ohio State, a come-from-behind win at Spartan Stadium against Michigan State, and a convincing 24-point victory at Iowa. Following a dominating win at Northwestern in the regular season finale, Illinois' reward came in the bowels of Dyke Stadium, where officials from Orlando invited the Illini to play Virginia in the Florida Citrus Bowl on New Year's Day. Coach George Welsh's 10-2 Cavaliers rode the shoulders of quarterback Sean Moore and his all-star receiver Herman Moore. The Illini countered with signal caller Jeff George, fullback Howard Griffith, and senior receiver Mike Bellamy. Where Virginia couldn't match up with Illinois, however, was on defense. Sackmaster Mo Gardner, cornerback Henry Jones, and inspirational leader Derek Brownlow at linebacker seemed to give the Illini an edge. The game started well for Illinois with Decatur linebacker Bill Henkel recovering a fumble on the opening kickoff. It took Jeff George just 5 plays to put the Illini on the scoreboard, hitting Steve Williams in the end zone. Virginia countered with a touchdown of its own to tie the score, but George came right back with an 80-yard drive capped by a touchdown toss to Dan Donovan. The Illini jumped off to a 24-7 lead on a 10-play drive capped by Howard Griffith's 3-yard score. An interception by Marlon Primus led to the Illini mounting their lead to 31-14, capped by a 24-yard pass from George to Mike Bellamy early in the fourth quarter. In a battle of top receivers, Bellamy outplayed his more highly touted foe Herman Moore by catching 8 passes for 166 yards. A quarter of a century later, Mike remembered that he had something to prove.
It was a battle because you had Herman Moore, you had Sean Moore, and if you remember back then we had the dinners and they had Sean Moore throwing against Jeff George, and Herman Moore was this big-time sophomore, and I was the senior receiver. And then the next year Virginia was preseason ranked number 1. So it was their defense against our offense and vice versa. So yeah, you wanted to show out every time. It's even ironic today you hear guys saying you're not playing against the guy across from you, playing the guy who plays your same position to do one up on him. So that was my thing. I wanted to one up Herman Moore.
The 31-21 Illini victory over Virginia gave Illinois its first bowl win in 25 years and a final record of 10-2. The next day, the Associated Press rewarded the Orange and Blue with a number 10 ranking, its best finish in the polls since 1983. For the News Gazette, this has been another historic page from the Illini Scrapbook. I'm Mike Pearson.